Hey there, my fabulous fourthies. Welcome to week, I don't know, 7, week 82. I don't know what week it is, but welcome to our newest week of remote learning. Hopefully you've been able to find the Flipgrid page pretty well. And this video should be there on the Flipgrid page, and also we're going to put it on my Unified Classroom page and put it on my YouTube page. But I want to share with you a wonderful story about a clever little dragon. His name is Dexter the Dragon, and Dexter the Dragon has a amazing recorder adventure. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read you part of the story. It's a really cute story. I think you'll like it. It's actually kind of funny. And then we're going to learn how to play one of Dexter's songs, okay? It's not a hard song to play. It only uses B's and A's, but it's very long. So we'll be spending some time learning how to navigate through this big long song, okay? But here we go. This is Dexter the Dragon in his amazing recorder adventures. And I'm going to put the pages up here so you can follow along if you'd like to. And we'll get started, okay? All right. Dexter the Dragon gets his first recorder by Katie Ebel. There once was a young dragon named Dexter. He wasn't a mean dragon. He didn't guard a princess in a tower. In fact, he didn't even know any princesses. He lived with his mother, father, sister, and brother in a cozy cave on the hill. Of course, you couldn't call Dexter the Dragon small. After all, he was a dragon. But he was the youngest member of the family, and he always wanted to do everything that his older sister and brother did. Dexter and all of his friends were in the 4th grade at the Enchanted Castle School for Magical Creatures. Every day, Dexter ate lunch with Zippy Toad and Sage the Wonder Pup. He was a very happy dragon, except for one thing. Dexter's family was very musical. His mother played the piano and his father liked to sing. His sister Dorothy was great on the guitar and his brother Dan was the best violin player in town. Dexter really wanted to play an instrument too. And now he would get his chance. All the 4th grade students at the Enchanted Castle School for Magical Creatures learned to play the recorder in music class, like you guys. The day had finally arrived for Dexter's class to begin their lessons. The students arrived at the music room and quickly found their seats. Their teacher, Ms. Harmony, stood in front of the class with a box of recorders on the table. She was ready to hand them out. "Now, students," Ms. Harmony said to the class, peering at them over her glasses, "these recorders are your very own instruments. You must take very good care of them. Always be gentle when you get them out. Treat them with respect, and they will make beautiful music for you." Everyone nodded. "When I hand out the recorders," Miss Harmony continued, "simply keep them in their cases for now. Don't take them out until I show you what to do." Sounds like a good direction. Everyone nodded and then immediately forgot. As soon as the children had their treasures in their hands, they unzipped the cases to look at their new recorders. Dexter was especially excited. Finally, he was going to play an instrument. As soon as Miss Harmony handed him his recorder, he unzipped the case, only ripping it a little bit, and yanked out his new instrument. But he pulled too hard. Dun dun dun! Dexter's beautiful new recorder made a graceful arc as it flew across the room and out the window. The entire class could hear it splash into the moat far below. Plunk. "Well, Patricia the whale will be happy," whispered Tulip the tiger. Everyone else giggled, but poor Dexter just sat there looking miserable. "Dexter," Miss Harmony said, "you have to be more careful. Even dragons should handle their instruments gently. Can you do that?" She took a new recorder out of the box and handed it to Dexter. Dexter nodded sheepishly and carefully carried his second recorder back to his seat. The lesson continued. "When you hold your recorder, put your left hand on top," instructed Miss Harmony. "The first 3 fingers of your left hand should cover the top 3 holes, and your left thumb covers the hole in the back." We know that, boys and girls. Everyone practiced putting their left hand on top, while Miss Harmony walked around the room to check on their progress. "That's your right hand, Zippy. The other one goes on top. Good job at finding your left hand, Sage, but you might want to turn the recorder around." She was holding the bell up to her face. "Other hand, Tulip dear." Finally, Miss Harmony made an announcement. "Everyone needs to put their recorders down. Now put out both your hands in front of you. Do you see the L made by the thumb in your pointer finger? That is your left hand." Dexter, of course, wasn't really listening. He only heard the last half of the announcement. "Both hands out in front of you." So he did, without putting his recorder down first. Clicker, clacker, clicker. The recorder clattered to the floor and everyone heard a crack. "Dexter, please pay attention in music class," said Miss Harmony. "Can you do that?" Dexter nodded and picked up his recorder. Luckily, there was only a small chip in the bell. Dexter promised that he would be more careful from now on. "Breathing is very important when you play the recorder," Miss Harmony instructed them. "You don't have to blow hard to play the recorder. Use a warm, gentle breath. Try saying 'too' when you play." "Too," said Sage, but the only sound that came out of her recorder was a cross between a squeak and a whine. Squawk! "Practice blowing warm air," advised Miss Harmony. Next, it was Zippy's turn. "Boing," he said. I don't know how he could even say boing. I don't get it. "Try again, Zippy," Miss Harmony suggested. "Too," said Zippy, and his recorder made a beautiful sound. Everybody clapped. When it was Dexter's turn, he was awfully excited. This is not going to go well. He put his recorder to his mouth and blew hard without saying "too." The recorder, woof, burst into flames. "Gently, dear," sighed Miss Harmony. She put out the flames and handed Dexter a new recorder. Third recorder. "Maybe this is something you can work on at home." After school, Dexter was very quiet. He didn't want to run around the playground with Sage, and he didn't want to practice soccer with Zippy. He just started walking home, dragging his school bag behind him. "What's the matter, Dexter?" asked Sage the Wonder Pup. "Aren't you excited to show your family your new recorder?" Dexter shook his head. "I threw my first recorder in the moat, and then I chipped and burned up the second one. How will I ever learn how to play? And instruments are expensive. My parents are going to be so mad." Dexter was very unhappy. "Your parents won't be mad. Just practice," said Sage. "That's what Miss Harmony told us to do." That was fine advice, but Dexter knew that Sage was a good dog. She always did everything that Miss Harmony told her to do. When Dexter arrived home, his mother asked to see his new recorder. "No, I need to do my homework," said Dexter, and he went up to his room. When his father got home, he asked Dexter for a performance. "I told Zippy I'd practice pitching with him," answered Dexter. When Dan and Dorothy came home, they said, "Look, there's our little maestro." But Dexter just looked miserable, so they stopped. At dinner, Dan asked Dexter why he was afraid to play his new recorder for them. "I already destroyed 2 recorders," said Dexter quietly. "I threw one in the moat, and I burned up a second one." Everyone was silent at the table. Then Dexter's father started to giggle. Then his mother, father, sister, and brother all started to laugh out loud. "We've all done that," said Dorothy. "We're dragons. Dan once crushed a violin when he put it under his chin." "Dorothy once broke all the strings of her guitar in one stroke," said Dan. "And I once burned up the front of a piano when I sneezed during a recital," added his mother. Then Dexter's father said, The important thing is to learn from your mistakes. Why don't you get out your recorder and show us the correct way to play it? Dexter wasn't sure that this was a very good idea, but he decided to try. He got out his recorder case and carefully unzipped it. Now, what had Miss Harmony said about taking care of his recorder? Psst! Dexter needs your help. What did Miss Harmony say? Should Dexter handle his recorder gently or roughly when he takes it out of the case? We all know this. You gotta be gentle. Dexter wanted to show his family how to hold a recorder, but he couldn't remember exactly what to do. Which hand was supposed to go on top? Oh, you know this one, right? It's the left hand. Finally, Dexter decided to try a note, but he didn't want to start a fire again. What had Miss Harmony said about breathing? Do you blow hard or use warm, soft air? You know it. It's warm, soft air. It worked. Dexter's family all clapped. It looks like we have a new member of our dragon band, said his father. And Dexter was a very happy dragon indeed.